When I read the devotional lives, the mystical experience of saints like St. Catherine of Siena, St. Teresa of Avila, St. John of the Cross, and Padre Pio, I almost feel envious. I want that for myself, a direct, open, intimate, loving relationship with my God. But I'm not a St. Catherine of Siena, and I'm not Teresa of Avila. I'm just me. For the first 30 years of my life, I prayed to a faraway God, a God that I wasn't sure really could love me. I remember as a novice telling a venerable old sister that I was afraid I didn't really believe God's love for me. And she responded, "Dearest, you must believe. It is a dogma of truth." I don't think that really helped. The journey from fear to trust, from self hate to self appreciation, from searching all over for God to discovering Him within is long. But there are ways to be surprised by God's nearness. And this is what HeartWork is all about, this massaging of the heart. In our first presentation, we were beginning to look at what it is to know ourselves to be beloved of God. We also looked at what blocks us from living in this realization. And we discovered that our experience that often is expressed in a single word, I'm angry, I'm frightened, I feel threatened, I'm happy, I'm joyful. All of our experiences actually have layers to that experience, a full texture of what we feel and know in that situation, mentally, physically, physical sensations, emotionally, psychically. Every level of our being has part of the information that goes into us knowing what is our response to what is happening. And in that, we can discover many times why we're blocked from experiencing our true place in Christ as God's beloved. So the question is, why is it so hard to remember God and to feel His presence? And is there a way that we can consistently enter into this experience of being beloved, enter into this experience of really feeling God's reality, His presence, and His love for us? So I invite you to enter into a prayer experience with me in this presentation. So I invite you to recall a memory of a strong experience of the presence of God. If you have one, it could have been in prayer, but it also could have been at a sunrise or a sunset, a beautiful occasion like holding a first child, the death of a family member, a success or a joy. And if you don't really have a strong experience of God, don't worry about that. Just pull into your mind, into your heart, a memory of an experience that was very positive and profound for you. It also could have been watching the sunset with someone you love, receiving a gift from someone you deeply care about, holding a child, watching the success of someone you love. And enter into it, really re-experience it. It would be sort of like, when you stop a video and you stop a movie and everything halts. So from the moment that experience you had it halted, and you're turning it back on, and you're allowing yourself to re-enter into it. How it kind of reverberates in your thoughts, in your emotions. What do you notice about the way your body's feeling as you enter again into that sense of God's presence? And what does God look like? What did the Lord look like? What did it mean to you? What changes if any, did it bring about in your life? Really re-enter into it on every level of your being. And together we're going to ask the Lord, we want you to listen to a very important heart request that we have. Can you show us your face? Can you help us see what you were like in that experience? Not only how we felt, but how you were, where you were, how you interacted with us. Take a few moments just to drop within yourself and wait for God's response. And if you have a sense of God's presence, a more clear sense of God's presence, can you interact with the Lord? Can you tell him what you notice? Maybe what you never noticed before about him or about yourself? Can you ask him a question? Or do you want to tell him something you need? Do you want to thank him? Do you want to love him? Enter into that experience. And then I invite you to drop down slowly and gently, but like dropping down in the ocean of your being to the very core of who you are, of your heart's temple, that sanctuary where God exists and lives. Perhaps you see a fire there. You warm yourself at that fire. And you bow down and you worship. And you know that here is someone who is beyond you. Here is someone you're not just thinking about. Here is someone that your heart's eye sees and knows to be divine. Seeing the world through those eyes, through God's eyes, gives you a very different view of everything. And now take a moment to thank God, to appreciate, to pull together those experiences of awe or wonder or gratitude that have been part of this experience. How is it that Jesus appeared to you? And what is the gift that he's giving to you in this experience of prayer? Ask him, what is the gift, Lord, to me? What is the gift you want me to take back into my life and into the world? This is a powerful experience of prayer that you could do every day. You could even do it in the car. And it brings you back to really what we were made to be. It puts us back on track and gives us joy.